Everything broke. Everything broke. No? Doodle-doo. Is it a button? I don't know. There gotta be a button around here somewhere, right? Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Fuck it. Holy shit. Holy shit, super chat. Oh my god. Ooh. Ooh. Whose dog is that? Ah, fuck it. This song never ends. That song just seems like it's going on forever. Welcome back to another glorious Monday. A hot and fresh, zesty Monday. Zesty AF. Oh my god, there's a light on back there. It's all blown out. There. I didn't realize how blown out there may or may not be on the stream if there's a freaking light on back there. So let's turn that light off because that cray. And I've unfortunately exposed myself on the internet yet again for being somebody who is wearing pants. God damn it. We have a caller today. Welcome, caller, to the stream. Would you like to tell us about how you love Trump so much? He's your favorite guy in the world. Oh, shit, you're too quiet.
I like Trump because he makes me scream and yell.
He makes you scream and yell?
Yes.
Why are you so quiet today? What did we do? Did we do something to your sound?
I don't know. Maybe.
What did you do?
I have not done anything since last we spoke.
You did something. Give me a mic. Give me a mic check. Where are you? My God, where are you calling us from?
Seventh circle of hell.
Outer space?
Yes.
Oh my God, are you on the space station?
I am. I am on the ISS.
Oh my God. Hey, that reminds me.
Russian dude.
That reminds me. I was listening to shit. Now I can't remember his name. Let me look him up here. You have to look him up. Sam Harris. Sam Harris had a TED Talk recently. He did a TED Talk about AI. Was that new?
To go with the new executive order for AI?
I swear it was a new one. Maybe it was 15 years old.
Wow.
No, it's 2 years old. Okay. It's one I hadn't heard before. And I was like, oh, let me listen to this. Let's see what Sam Harris has to say about AI. And then you're like, oh, shit, we're fucked. Like, oh, my God, we are fucking screwed. Yeah. And actually, it even makes it more profound that it was 2 years ago because you know, that means that 2 years has passed since he was talking about this shit.
Right?
Because immediately floods to my mind the 2 years of crap that has happened in the last 2 years. And we're much closer to a singularity than we were 2 years ago, that's for sure. Hey, guys, we got to address the elephant in the room here because Witchy Cat sent in 100 fucking super chats. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I'm reading that wrong. One super chat. It says, congrats to Skogs. And then Skogs sent in a super chat in response to elevate to the orange level. Thank you. Skogs has 1,002 days on the wagon with me. 2 dudes just riding around on the wagon, stone cold sober. Wagons west, I guess. I guess we're manifest destiny. Except Skogs is on the wrong side of the country for manifest destiny. He's gonna have to go the hard route. I'm gonna have to go a couple miles. Which direction? That way? I don't know. One of the directions around here. I go a couple miles, I'll fall right in the fucking ocean. You know what I'm saying? The cold, wet, salty, moist, damp, dank ocean. Pacific style. Sorry, specific style. I think everybody's wondering, why am I an hour late today? Go fuck your mother. I'm not going to tell you. That's why we're an hour late today. No, the PTA. We're an hour late because of the PTA. The Parent Teacher Student Association. They have an event and they needed me to volunteer because no one ever shows up for it. They all want their kids to go to the PTA stuff that the PTA puts on, but none of the parents want to volunteer. There you go. And since my wife voluntold me stuff, I get voluntold. You gotta come here and carry boxes around and stuff. And I was like, okay. And so I spent Friday evening at the elementary school, and I caught whatever cold has been going around. So that's fun. This is the weirdest cold I've ever had in my entire life. I'm not congested. I'm not coughing. I don't even know if it's a cold, I guess. Would you just call it a virus? I feel like I have a fever. I have no fever. I've tested myself 1,000 times because I swear to God I have a fever, and then I have no fever, and all of my joints and muscles are like aching like a motherfucker. So I feel exhausted as fuck. So it's not cool. It's not a cool one. I don't like this one. I mean, I don't even have any like strange colored viscous liquids coming out of my body. You know what I mean? When you're like, okay, I'm sick. Everything's fine. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh God, what is that? Is it an alien? Has an alien put eggs inside my lungs? No? Okay. Right. So it's been weird. It's been a weird weekend. Then we had a busy weekend of going to about 9,000 kids' birthday parties.
Okay.
Which is, it's like joyous in its own right. You know what I mean? Like it's a good thing. It's not bad that kids are having birthday parties, you know what I mean? But, like, it's also exhausting. Because the kids, they start out all nervous, and then they end up, like, insane. You know what I mean? Like, they end up, you know, you're like, you know when you say somebody's like, hey, you're up at a 10, I need you at a 6, right? They're, like, at a 20. You know? And Olivia did not make it out unscathed from the birthday parties. She got a big old bruise on her face right here. She looks like a fucking Street Fighter. I was expecting it to be a shiner, but it wasn't. It wasn't. At least it wasn't this morning. Maybe it's progressing. Maybe it's progressing into her eye socket as school has gone on today. I don't know, but yeah, we'll see. But I had a good opportunity to talk to some of Olivia's friends' parents. Some of them are cool, and some of them are not, but most cool. Sounds like me recently. It was a virus I have, all right. From many years ago on the dark side. Luckily, insurance keeps denying medication. Strong. Yeah, I think I have, the Wagons West. What was it? You have dysentery? Is that what it was?
Yep.
What was it you died of on the
Dysentery.
Oregon
Dysentery.
Trail? Oregon. What was all the diseases? Trail. There was
Tuberculosis, dysentery, whooping cough.
cholera. You forgot cholera.
Oh, I forgot cholera. Sorry.
Typhoid
about that.
fever.
Typhoid. That's a
Typhoid. Diphtheria. Scurvy. Measles. Oh, measles are making a comeback.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going back. We're going back to the measles. Smallpox.
Also making a comeback.
Is smallpox making a comeback?
Yeah, there's been a couple of reported cases in the last couple of months.
Fucking, that's awesome, dude. I love it. I love that for us. That's the best.
RFK.
You know, the thing is that I realized, like, my main contributing factor as to why I completely detest this Trump administration and all of the bullshit that they're doing. And I want to single this down for average people to understand. Because the people on the Trump side, like you fucking MAGA hat wearing freaks that probably, well, you're at least protecting a pedophile. So at the very least, you're cool with that, right? So you're obviously total pieces of shit, right? But maybe you're, actually, I was going to try and like relate it to the COVID pandemic, because I remember being in a state of like constant over vigilance. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, Witchy?
Mm-hmm.
You know when you're feeling, you're constantly feeling like, oh shit, what's around the corner? Like, what's going on?
Right.
Like, oh fuck, what's next? Okay, god damn it. Like, what's going? Oh my god, we're murdering people in the ocean. What for? There's supposed drug dealers. Wait, okay, why are we murdering those people? Oh, because Donnie J. Trump talked to a dictator in the Philippines and talked to a dictator in China, and their answer was, you just murder people, and then eventually they stop doing a thing. And you're like, oh, so we have like an abject retard fucking in the Oval Office. Is that like the only way to describe it, right? Is that like he can and you're like, okay, so now I'm just in a state of like hypervigilance, like all the time. Like I got to know. Like just the other day, one of our local tribal police forces was like, look, we thought it was okay to allow ICE onto our sovereign land in order to, because it seemed like that they were legit at the time. Apparently this was like 2 months ago that they were like, okay, we're going to let these ICE guys come in because it seems like they have some kind of paperwork or something, and they're kind of looking, I don't know. My guess would be is that the cops were just like, oh, hey, hand jobs for everybody? Okay, yeah, you guys? Yeah, you guys are cops. I'm a cop too. Right. They're probably just jerking each other off behind the dumpster, and then they were like, okay, we're going to do cop stuff. Right. Well, the tribal elders got a hold of that story because we had a massive protest around the ICE vehicles, and then ICE just left after they deployed fucking pepper spray and some bullshit, and they left, right? like probably if you wanted to explain like what it was like probably the worst magician, sort of like a Looney Tunes magician type exit, like
Right.
drop some tear gas canisters and then get in our cars and drive off like under cover of the smoke.
Very
Right.
concerned cop.
Yeah, it's like poof, and then they go away, right? So they left, but then of course the tribal elders, who are all fucking boomer as fuck, took them forever to find out what was going on, and then it took them forever to like release a statement. But they released a statement that they're like, "Hey, look, we are sovereign land, we are our own country, and ICE can just stay the fuck out. If you want to send that," and they said specifically, if you want to come on our property, if you want to come on our land, you must send the FBI with actual FBI agents, not guys wearing an FBI vest. And you must bring a warrant, and you must explain why you're here and who you're here for and what you're doing. And we will accompany you if you want to then continue coming onto our land. We will come with you and make sure that you do what you say you're going to do. With the implied, like the implication of force was in the letter there, right?
Right.
Of the sort of like,
Just to actually do something about it.
yeah, it's like they didn't say like, oh, we're going to, run you over, or I don't know, whatever. But the implication was there. It's like you're not just going to come on our land and do whatever you want, willy nilly. Which I think would be one of the funniest things that could possibly happen, is that if these buffoons from Meal Team 6 come in with all their fucking cheeseburgered out regalia, right? With their Amazon ordered fucking tactical plate carrier gear, come on to one of the reservations, try to do a raid, try to kidnap somebody off the streets, and then the fucking tribal police arrest them all and put them in jail. Because if you guys don't realize, like the tribes have their own jail cells and shit. Like they have their own jail,
They have their whole system.
which is the weird thing, because you would have to get extradited from the tribal land to come back to the United States.
That's true. That would be awesome.
So then you'd have to try and extradite your fucking cheeseburger eating ICE officers. I say
Only imagine what kind of clusterfuck that would set up in the courts. Jesus.
it would. Pretty cut and dry, honestly.
Well, it
Honestly,
should be, but
you're gonna.
not
I mean, if you're gonna do clandestine fucking militarized type operations on someone else's land and they arrest you, what?
You should think that.
So you what, like a different country sues a different country, like we're gonna sue you, give us back our bad fucking dipshits, You'd be like,
right.
sorry, we're gonna try them here. They were impersonating police officers, or at the very least they were just kidnapping people, so we're gonna we're gonna try them in court. But yeah, I think like one of the things I was trying to relate to a fucking Trumper adjacent type person, sort of a moderate that was like, well, I'm a staunch Republican, right? And it was one of those things, like the conversation started because he was telling me that he goes, I'm a Republican and I would only ever vote for a Republican. I would never vote for anyone that's a Democrat, right? And I was like, oh, wow. So you're like the most closed-minded piece of shit I've run into this week. Okay, what's up? Like, where are we at, guy?
Thanks for telling me, I guess.
Yeah, which of course is like, I mean, the thing is, like, I feel like I've tried to explain this like many, many times, is that if there was somebody running as a Democrat and they were completely unqualified, they were out of their minds, there's no way that they should be in any political office, and they were running against somebody that was a Republican, but they were like a totally reasonable person, right? That was like, well, I want to try to reduce the amount of taxes that we're paying because I feel like we're paying too much, right? And you're like, okay, but how are we going to fund all the stuff? Well, we're going to, we're going to audit and try and find if there's waste somewhere, right? Which is supposedly what the MAGA people were backing, right? Was the Doge, which like did nothing, right? All that the Doge thing did is just steal all of our information so that they could put it all into one place, so it could more effectively be stolen by other countries, spy operations, right? Like that's all that came of that, right? And by the way, if anybody is thinking that Elon Musk somehow has secured our information, he hasn't even secured his own information, okay? What the fuck do you think he's doing with ours? Right?
Yeah, it's not exactly the world's most secure platform for anything, let alone.
Yeah, what, just in the clutches of Elon Musk. Yeah, it's period. End of story. But if that candidate was like, oh, this is a reasonable guy. Oh, he had 3 kids in the county that we live in and raised them. And this guy doesn't, he doesn't have 16 DUIs or something. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, oh, that's a reasonable guy. I'm not voting for the unreasonable Democrat or social democrat or whatever. Like, I'm not voting for that piece of shit. Like, I'm going to vote for the reasonable person. And I've always done that. Right? I've always been of that character. Somebody brought up to me a little while ago that they were like, because they were talking about Ross Perot, right?
Okay.
So the Ross Perot campaign was 1992. I couldn't vote. I was too smart, so I couldn't vote. That was my problem. I was like, oh, it's just way too smart. Couldn't vote for him. That was the big problem. And then he ran again in 1996, which both of these elections I was too young for. I couldn't vote in either of these elections, which, by the way, is always just the funniest goddamn thing, because people are like, oh, Bill Clinton, man, they're going to get him. And I'm like, do you think I voted for Bill Clinton? Like, and I just want to fact check myself here. Because he ran. I want to double check.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I want to double check because I never voted for Bill Clinton, so I'm trying to remember his the actual dates that he ran. Right, so he ran in 92. Yeah, he ran in 92 and 96. So like I couldn't even vote for Bill Clinton even if I wanted to. I'm not old enough to have voted for him. So first off, I just wanted to double check before I say something stupid while streaming. So like first off, I couldn't vote for Bill Clinton. That's not possible. So it's not even possible that Bill Clinton is even my candidate. Right? He's not my candidate. And by the way, his vice president was Al Gore. And Al Gore ran for president, and that was the first time I got to vote. In the 1998, right? Isn't that right? I'm trying to look at the presidential. Hold on.
Wouldn't have been 98. 2000?
What's that?
It would have been
2000, right?
2000? Yeah.
Oh, hey, check it out. There's like a really cool fuck. Sorry, I just looked up like the presidential election dates calendar, right? And it the first result was upcoming presidential elections in South Africa for some reason.
Oh, great.
I'm like, Oh, I must have location services turned off or blocked
Yeah,
or fully
or an
blocked.
excellent VPN.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, bitch, you're in South Africa. What's up? Be like, I want to immigrate. Where is the list? I just need to see the
That's why I
list.
can never read news articles on Facebook. It constantly thinks I'm in Canada. Canada doesn't allow you to post news articles on Facebook. Okay.
Oh, in Canada? Yeah. Yeah, you're not allowed.
Nope.
Goddamn. Just give me a basic fucking list. Oh my god, I gotta go all the way down here. Yeah, here we go. Okay. I found the list. Yeah. So yeah, I never even voted for Bill Clinton, so I really don't care. And so we want the 2000 election. So the 2000 election was the first one that I ever voted in. And I will tell you that I did not vote for Al Gore. And the reason that somebody had brought this up to me is that they were like, "Oh, you're one of the people that's the reason that fucking George H.W. Bush got elected." And I said, "Well, no. I mean, that in all earnesty can't be the case, because a shitload of people voted for Bush because of name recognition, right? Like they didn't even know who the fuck George H.W. Bush was when that election came around. And I can say that with authority because I talked to a lot of H.W. Bush voters at the time, and they didn't even know who the fuck he was. The guy I voted for was Ralph Nader, from the Green Party. I voted for Ralph Nader.
His last run?
What? What?
Was that his last run?
Who? Ralph Nader?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was his last run. Now, if you ever listen to any of the speaking events that Ralph Nader, the reason for his run, this presidential run, was to get 5% of the popular vote. Now, the reason that they wanted to get 5% of the popular vote was because if you don't realize this, the DNC and the RNC receive a big chunk of American taxpayer money every year, leading up to the election. And it would have granted the Green Party a third of that money if they had gotten 5% of the popular vote in that election. If they had gotten 5% of the popular vote in that election, we would currently have a three-party system, which is what I was voting for at the time. I was voting to try and break that 5% requirement for them to receive federal funds as a political party. Not because I agreed with every single thing that the Green Party was about. Fundamentally, my politics was about there should be a third party within our two-party system. Now, after that election, H.W. Bush and all of his little cronies and all of his little buddies, they reconfigured the federal law that you needed 15% of the popular vote along with a bunch of other requirements. And it eliminated the possibility. It essentially eliminated the possibility of there ever being a third party that is federally funded in the United States. That's the whole reason that they passed all that, is that the RNC and the DNC gave each other hand jobs behind the dumpster and said, "Hey, we gotta make sure we pass this new legislation that says, oh, your party has to be like beyond the pale of popular in order to get the funding that we happily just drink up the taxpayer money." And it's nonsense. Jeremy Galloway says, "What's this channel about?" This channel is about whatever when it comes to the live stream, and that is today. The live stream is happening right now. So this channel is about whatever. I have a lot of videos about aquascaping and taking care of your aquariums and all of that stuff on here. But I'm the sole proprietor, so I get to do kind of whatever I want. It's my channel. I get to do whatever I want. Mark says this channel is about secret Arizona Cardinals football fan club. I mean, you guys should stay secret. Arizona Cardinals fans should definitely stay in the closet. You know what I'm saying? Keep that shit closeted up, brother. I'm sorry that the terrible performance yesterday. I actually had high hopes that they would put some hurt on the Rams. And I forget what the score was. 45. I knew it was 45 to something. 45 to 17.
45 to not pretty.
What's that?
Said 45 to not pretty.
Yeah, 45 to 17 is it's not good, especially because I know that last touchdown, that last touchdown in the fourth quarter was to get to the 17 from 10 was like, all the starters were out. And look at that. Jimmy Garoppolo was even played yesterday at some point. Like they just brought Matt Stafford out and put Jimmy Garoppolo in. Or maybe they only put him in for one play. No, because he had 3 carries.
Yeah.
He had 3 carries for -4 yards.
-40. That's unfortunate.
Well, he's a quarterback, so you wouldn't expect him.
Yeah.
My guess is they bring him in on some kind of trick play or something like, we're gonna
psych him out.
We're gonna fucking get tricky with it, check it out. And then he just goes out there and falls down. He just like farts, burps, and falls down.
He doesn't even get the ball in his hand.
Yeah, like, oh no, not good. I'm sorry. And Mark and I have commiserated over this many times, just how bad the Cardinals are, and I'm sorry. I feel bad. I feel bad, man. I feel bad. It feels bad, especially because the Seahawks, the Rams, the 49ers are all really good. And so if you're like the one team in the NFC West that's like, hey, we're just going to come down there and just beat you up. Okay. You ready? We're coming. We're coming down. We're going to beat you up. The Seahawks game yesterday was a little more exciting. The first half was odd. I would say odd. It was a lot of I think after at the end of the first half it was like 6-6. It was just weird. It was a lot of like, we're gonna drive, we're gonna drive down 38 yards and then like, crap, we got to punt, and then we're gonna drive all the way down and then we're gonna not get the we're not going to get a touchdown. We're just going to kick a field goal. Like, okay, crap. All right, we'll be back. And then the game ended 37-6 because the second half was like, we're going to score every time we touch the ball. Right. If you try to touch the ball, it's going to bounce off that guy's helmet, and then we're going to catch it. You're going to go over there, and we're going to just
run around you.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's going to – I mean, there literally was a play where Jackson Smith in Jigba, he just ran away from the defense and scored a touchdown, and he was even like surprised himself. He was like, oh, like getting ready to get tackled, but like no one, it was like, that guy's still 5 yards away from you. He physically can't get you, and he just like kept running like, okay, well, touchdown, okay. Weird game, but it's I have to say, out of all of the things going on in the world right now, the Seahawks being 10-3 and being like competitive at all of the phases of the game is quite good. It's quite good. Our defense is really good. Our special teams is really good, and our offense is really good. Is any of them number one? I don't fucking know. And I'm not exactly the guy that stared at every single team to be like, well, I got to tell you, the free safety over here on the fucking Patriots is so much better than our free safety. I don't know. Got to give it to those guys. I do know quite a bit of football, but I'm not like the eat, sleep, live, breathe, uh, possibly get hired on by a team at some point. It's never gonna. I'm not that guy. So, do I build paludariums? I have built paludariums in the past. I had planned on building some paludariums in here. The big downside with doing that in here in my new fish room office, creative space, whatever you want to call this, we could give it whatever like weird fruity name that we could give it. Like, it's Joel's makerspace. He's in there in his makerspace crafting.
His thought incubator.
This is it's my incubator, right? Where I'm coming up with ideas. I need silence for my ideas. I had planned on it, and it was in my initial drawings that I wanted to build a paludarium living wall in here. And, once it got down to testing, like handling the air, handling the humidity, and maintaining this space in a way that would make sense. I was like, I'm looking at like a much bigger price tag to add a bunch of equipment that would literally just be an aesthetic thing, realistically. Because when it comes down to it, it's like, if I build these paludariums, like let's say if I build an aquarium and I make a video about it, like you guys will see a video or something at some point or whatever. But the reality of it is that it's just in my space, right? So like when it comes to my aquarium over here, it's like the only person that ever sees this aquarium is me. My daughter occasionally comes out and tries to catch snail shells, out of it. So like the only people that ever see it is me, and so it just ends up being an aesthetic. And then I'm doing a shitload of extra work to just maintain the health of the building and like the equipment in here. So like all my recording equipment and computers and that kind of crap.
Humidity.
Yeah, and I was like, this just the value isn't here. Plus, the amount of building materials that go into a paludarium is it's sort of a budgetary restriction on in my viewpoint from where I'm at, right? Is that like, well, am I going to go out and I'm going to spend $1,200 or something on some different pumps and hoses and fittings and brackets and this and that and whoozy what's it's and all the crap that's going to go into it, and then I'm like, well, now I've got a $1,200 like aesthetic choice that I have to maintain every week, and it's potentially going to put the building in danger. It's not going to knock the building down, but like, if I have a crazy amount of water building up in the wall, and then I've got to tear out the wall and do all the work again, and so yeah, I just was like, never mind, let's not do that. And especially I replaced the area back there that was going to have it. I just put in another rack and tank there. So, but I haven't aquascaped that tank because I haven't had a need to do that yet. Yes, that was like the longest answer I think I've ever given. I'm a rambling buffoon. I get it. I'm in process 9F building. I don't know what 9 or of building. It's so funny how you could be like typing out a sentence and just throw a 9 in there, and then it's like, hey, I don't know what the fuck you're saying, man. My God, what words could this possibly
and I
be?
do that all the time on my phone.
There's a 9 here, damn it! Yeah, like
Having nails and trying to type an O often gives you 9F in anything I type.
Yeah, I can't believe you've said that to me now. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you and your ancestors all the way back through time. Yeah, no. I'm in the process of building a 10-gallon paludarium for a leopard tree frog. Oh, that's cool. A 10-gallon paludarium would be... I could maintain that pretty easily in here, but I think the closest thing. I think the closest. Yeah, I think the closest thing to a 10-gallon I have is this one. Yeah, that one. I think that one's like close to 10 gallons. But I'm gonna do a little competition scape in that someday. I have half of the materials in there, and then the rocks are on the rack down below. So one of these days, I'll get around to setting it up.
Right about the time the competition is no more.
Oh, the which one?
Whatever one. That would just be how I'm like, I'm gonna do this. All right, I've got everything. It's like, oh, we've decided not to do the competition anymore.
Oh, there's the one. Why is your audio so low? I don't know what's going on. I'm turning it up a little bit. All right, there we go.
I'll try not to yell.
I don't know what it is. Like, your audio's low today. I don't know why. But yeah, I mean, I can hear you. I know that looking at the level, people are gonna write comments like, "Witchy Cat's quiet. What the fuck?" And I'll be like, she's on a mountain, man. What the fuck you want me to do?
Right?
I'm trying to extract her, but my helicopter's broken.
Yes.
And last time I tried to fire up my helicopter, I peed my pants, farted, and I burped and fell down.
You're a quarterback. All right.
Yeah, quarterback style. I was like, let me go fire up my helicopter. And I was all, and fell down. The hell was I talking about? I just fucking totally lost my train of thought.
A small 10-gallon paludarium.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could definitely. Oh, we were talking about the aquascaping contest. Which one is it? I think they did cancel this. I remember somebody saying that.
Harsh.
Somebody the IAP, IAPLC.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, the EAPLC. Yeah, it used to be the ISTA. That's what it was, the ISTA. International Aquascaping Contest, IIAC, ceased operations, likely due to financial sponsorship issues, leaving a gap. However, most major contests like aquatic, the AGA still exists, which I would like to do that one some year. But somebody at the AGA was acting like a fucking dick to me last time I talked to him. Not to name names. You remember the He-Man Woman Haters Club from the Little Rascals?
Yes.
It was definitely the inverse vibe of that.
All right.
It was some ladies that were being quite shitty to me, and I didn't like it.
They obviously don't know you. You are a fine feminist in masculine form.
Oh yeah, for sure. But no, it was more of a on the vibe of like, well, what company do you work for? You know, and I was like, I don't work for any company. Like, okay, well, what school do you work at? And I was like, I don't work at a school. And they were like,
Why not?
yeah, okay, well, you know, it's kind of that thing where it was like, okay, well, go fuck your mother too. All right, good times. But yeah, one of them quit, and the ISTA quit, but the EAPLC is taking it over. Oh, that's right. It removed their live stream. The IAPLC removed their live stream this year. I think a lot of people were pissed about that because they were like, wait a minute, what did you do? But the problem with a lot of these international aquascaping competitions is that they are heavily biased to, I guess the easy way to explain it, they're heavily biased against Americans. From a lot of the behind-the-scenes conversations I've had, and the fact that most everything is ridiculously photoshopped now. Most of the submissions are like hellaciously photoshopped. and that is going to continue being a problem, if more of a problem in the future. It's not going to be less of a problem, it's going to be more of a problem.
Right.
Like, here's a perfect example right here. So, like, here's the 31st tank by Hayato Ochi, who I have no idea who that is, from Japan. But, like, you're gonna tell me that you got this image right here. That you got this image just clicking your camera. Like, you got the perfect agitation reflection in the top.
Right.
Every little bit of aquascaping is perfect. Every single fish is all swimming the same direction. They're all headed going this way for some reason, right? I'm not saying that this was photoshopped. I'm not. So to be clear, I'm not besmirching Hayato Ochi, right? I'm not saying that. I'm saying it is possible to get extremely good images, but you have to sit down. You have to sit down and put on your thinking cap for a minute and realize how wildly accessible AI editing is now, right?
You have to be as good at Photoshop as you are at aquascaping.
It's not even that. It's not even that anymore. You can use the AI assist in Photoshop.
That's true.
Right. So then these guys are supposedly going through and they're analyzing whether or not Photoshop has been used, right? And oftentimes, as I've seen on a lot of instances, some of the outside third-party analysts have done things like zoomed in on the fish and realized that the fish are all copy and pasted, the exact same fish. Right? And you're like, oh. So you copy and pasted the fish. What else did you copy and paste in this tank? Right? And where's the video of this tank? Like, where's the setup video and the maintenance video and the what's going on with this tank video, right? Because you're going to tell me that you put in that level of work into that level of work, money, dedication, and you're not recording any of it. You're not posting it on Instagram. You're not posting it on Facebook. You're not posting it on YouTube. You're not posting it on Snapchat, TikTok, nothing. Like, nowhere. And just suddenly, here's your image, right? Kind of weird. Kind of sus, right? And the reason I know that is because this was an issue 10 years ago. When I had shot stills and whatnot and was going to send them in. And you imagine that it's somehow gotten better in the last 10 years? Fucking no way.
AI is less accessible somehow?
Yeah. I mean, it's literally like, let me click some buttons. Hey, make this picture better. And it's like, okay. Like, you don't even have to know, like, how to tell it to make the picture better.
Yeah,
right?
you don't know.
You just
need to have the right prompts. You just, like, point it.
Yeah, you can literally just be like, hey, make this better.
Hey,
Witchy cat, make it better. And by the way, actually, if you have some of the higher end video editing properties out there, like programs and stuff, you can just have it do it.
Yep.
Right. Like, you don't even need to go to like ChatGPT or whatever. Like, they all have their own AI program that's just like burning parts of the rainforest to the ground, so your aquascape can look better. What was your first aquascape build? I think there's a computer on the ground back there. Actually, I don't know where it went. It's somewhere. I brought it in here because I was stealing parts off of it, off the case and shit. Because cases now are crazy expensive.
Yes.
And I'm probably gonna put a motherboard in it so that I can route a server. Never mind, you guys don't care. It has a hard drive in it that has images of my first aquascape that drive will not spin up. So I have to attempt this. Is don't try this at home, you motherfuckers. Like, don't try this shit. I have to attempt to heat it up to the right temperature to get it to spin up. If you guys don't remember, like old hard drives, let's see, we need internal image of hard drive from 2000. I think that's a 2002. I think it's a 2002. I'd have to go look at it. All right. But yeah, actually, this is. Here you go.
What? 516 megabytes.
I think that one. I don't know. No. 2002 is later than the megabyte hard drives. Megabyte hard drives was 1997. 97 would have been 512. 2002, 2004, yeah, was probably like 8 gigs, maybe 16, something like that.
Big time.
Anyhow, so if you look at the internals on an older hard drive, they're not that far off from newer hard drives that are the same disk type like this. Anyhow, regardless, everything in here has a tendency over time. Every little piece of lubricating everything sits there and gets hot in your computer, and it exists hot for years and years and years and years at a time, right? Because if you're like me, the best thing that happens with your computer is sleep mode. They don't ever even fucking turn off, right? Which the newer sleep mode nowadays. Oh, hold on, Vicky's calling. I gotta mute you, sons of bitches. All right, you're going on mute. Hold on. All right, did you guys hear my dinner plans, you sons of bitches? I know you didn't because I was muted. Ha ha ha! Joke's on you. Only Witchy Cat heard what I was saying.
You want to come to dinner?
Yeah, Witchy Cat's coming over for dinner, you bitches. Anyhow, this old hard drive that I have was hot for years and years and years in that computer. And then when it got shut down, it just sat there. Whatever room temperature was. Whatever that temperature was, it just sat there. And all of the lubricating features inside of here cooled down after being hot for a really long time and then cooled down. So when you turn it on, it's like, oh, hey, the grease and lube stuff is in here, but it's cold. And it don't want to make this spin so you can read it. So what I'm going to have to do is put it on a heater and heat it up to the right temperature, which means I'm going to have to look up what that temperature is. I'm going to have to set it onto a heater and warm it up until I get it to a temperature that that lube is supposed to be at. The grease, the oil, the whatever is in there. I'll have to look it up, whatever it is.
The other issue with that is all those parts, almost all of those parts, are magnetic.
Yeah.
And it's also been sitting there collecting all the dust that you don't think can get in there that can certainly get in there and does. Cat hair, dust. You open one of those cases, the amount of things in there is incredible.
Well, yeah. I
I've
mean,
never found one of those to be clean, and that when they freeze, that becomes, it goes from being lubricant to caulk pretty quick.
yeah. Yeah. And so you have to heat them up, and that's kind of the last ditch. Give it a try, and transfer it off. I recall backing up those drives before I turned them off. Where that is, I don't know. I have no fucking idea. So I could either go on a vision quest to look through a million hard drives and see if I could find it. But I do know that like my first aquascape realistically was a 28 or a 38 gallon bow front. I'd done a ton of aquariums. I'd done a ton of aquariums for years and years and years as a kid, and just kind of had them around. And I was never like profoundly interested, honestly. It was just like a fun hobby I like doing, like, you know, take care of these fish, take care of those fish. You know, like just an average person. And in when did oh, what's his name? Which book was that? I have to figure out which book it was and when it came out. I gotta figure out which book it is and when it came out. Let's see. Okay, I guess it doesn't matter when it came out, because that date doesn't line up to anything that makes sense. But it's the Nature Aquarium World by Takashi Amano. Because it says it's a 3-book series that came out in 1994. But I think it was the reprint because it had the black cover instead of the white around it. Yeah, because it had the sphere on the front, but it was black instead of white on the border. So I think it was the reprint. Anyhow, one of my buddies was a tattoodler. You know what I mean? You know, one of those guys that tattoos people onto their skin. And I think it was around 2005, somewhere around there. Maybe a little bit earlier, 2004. My tattoodler buddy lived in my apartment with me. And we were frequent and regular jackasses. And I wonder if see if I can find it. See if I can find. I don't know what this is. Weird. So what we need to do is go here. I'm like, hopefully, do we have an autoplay on our channel? We might. Let's see if we look this channel. So let's see. Videos. How far do we have to go back? We probably have to go deep. Deep into the annals, right? Let's see. Let's go here. Oh, that views my channel. So we need to go to studio. There we go. We got to go over here. We were in the wrong thing, guys. And then we need to go over here, content. And then we need to go over here, videos. And then we need to go, how do we filter? Oh, I know what to do. We go all the way back to the beginning.
Start at the very beginning.
How do we go all the way to the end? There's got to be a way. Rows per page, date. Oh, we can just invert the date. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Let's see if we can find a video that has Ramshackle in it.
Ramshackle.
Let's see. Let's see if we can watch it. Can we watch it?
Watch it.
We could probably watch it. Oh,
When are we starting?
Now?
shit, he's right at the beginning. All right, perfect. Perfect timing. Oh my god, I fucking found it. I was looking through my internet here.
Your interwebs.
Yeah, here you go. And then we got to put it like up here. There we go. So this guy right here, this is Ramshackle. He's a tattooer, and he brought home a. So this video is in 2012. Is what it says the date on it, right? Yeah, 13 years ago. So 2012. It's private, so you can't even watch this video. You have to come to my live stream to watch this video. Look at you guys. Oh my god, you're so lucky.
Exclusive content.
But probably I would say like 5 years before this, so like 2007, 2006. I think 2004, 2005 is a little early. But yeah, I think 2006, 2007, somebody tipped this guy the Takashi Amano book. Essentially of like, hey, here's what you could do with aquariums. You could grow all these plants. Well, we lived in this shitty apartment right here, which you'll see here. Let's see.
When are we starting?
Now?
Oh, hey guys. We're here shooting about these fucking lights right here. Those lights. So I'm going to show you later on how to make this light handcrafted out of.
You can see how good this content is.
$600, whatever. When they came out, because they're super versatile. They have starters in them.
I'm talking about stupid ballasts. I've got a cigarette lighter in my hand. It's a good video.
Whatever.
Little ballast.
Yeah. Even now, with all right, check this out. So here's the deal. So even now, with
The hair
the
is
old
awesome.
wiring harness and some electrical tape, I've got it hooked up to two power compacts that are straight line. These are straight line power compacts. So they hook up to the two reds and the two yellows. It doesn't matter which one. Pink bulbs. They're gonna kick
So
ass.
you can see this is some intense YouTubing that we're having here.
Now, were these
Fucking
build
bright
your
as
own
fuck.
lights?
It's like
Or
the
is
surface
this
of the
a-
sun in here.
Doesn't look like it. It looks like
Oh,
it's a pre-made.
well, it's not
yeah.
actually quite like the surface of the sun, because the camera could see me here. But these are the pink bulbs that
It
have
is
that
really bright.
spectrum.
It is really bright.
Yeah, it's really bright. I put a reflector behind it, so it's pretty bright.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. It's not like the surface of the sun. It's not at all like the surface of the sun. The surface of the sun be annihilated right now. This, later on, I'll let you know how to actually do that from the ground up and Ramshackle, you signing up?
We're very intoxicated, and this is like 3 in the morning.
Cheers.
Because I'm signing out.
Loving the Hot Fuzz poster in the background.
Yeah. So it gives you an idea of how long I've been doing this shit. And the definite changes. I remember somebody was like, they were like, hey, just make content, right? With it, like within the last year or something, right? They were like, just make content. Just put it out there. It doesn't matter how good or bad it is. This video in its lifetime has gotten 672 views. And it's like, it does matter if you make a piece of shit, like you put it out. It's like, ain't nobody watching that, it's just not going to happen. But needless to say, that guy brought that book home, and it's what changed my mind. I don't know if change my mind is the right word. It's what sort of it piqued my interest, and then I started reading basically every single thing I could ever get my hands on. Which, by the way, I still give the same advice to people, is that, like, you need to start with agricultural research papers, right? That's where you need to start, to really start getting an understanding of, like, here's the science, and here's how the science applies to underwater growing versus just growing terrestrial plants, right? And if you're looking for sort of verifiably true information, is in those agricultural papers, because they're released, they're published, then they're peer reviewed, they're amended, or just verified, right? Of that, like, oh, well, we can replicate that same research over and over again, right? And is found to be accurate. And the reason that I say, like, the agricultural papers are the place to go is that the funding behind agricultural projects is far superior to the air quote research that you normally find in the aquarium fields, right?
Right.
And the reasoning behind that is just glaringly obvious. If you go, well, why is that important? And you go, well, everyone needs food or we're all going to die, right? So people have a tendency to invest in things that will avoid them certain doom, right? Which is being able to eat food and being able to farm for food and produce enough food and make enough money to buy other foods with the foods that you've produced. We get it, right? So that's I still give out the same advice that I did back then. It's weird to watch old videos of myself and not feel like something weird happened, So here we are. What's Witchy Cat got? You got input? No? Output? Throughput?
I'm good. It's always interesting to see the older version of you since I came to the later versions. So it's definitely different. And, the paths that we all take to get here as far as the studies and stuff are even more important now, because it's up to us to actually do that study about different ways of growing and everything else, because our government is throwing it to the winds as we speak.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Those are my input.
that's a completely different, I'm just saying that, like, it's a completely different thing that we're not researching and providing research dollars for the medical research that the United States has always been at the forefront. And the reason that we're at the forefront of all of that stuff is because of our public input into those research. Like, you know, how do we treat HIV? How do we treat measles? How do we treat brain cancer? Like, all that stuff. Like, the reason we're at the forefront is because of public input. Yes, that's medical research. You have to remember that most of the agricultural research is going to be through private grants applied to colleges, is the easiest way to explain it. Essentially, like, let's take, like, I don't know University of Washington's as well as I know Washington State University, because I've gone to a bunch of the Washington State University stuff. Don't ask me why, because, like, fuck the Cougars or whatever. I don't know. Like, you're supposed to hate on all of them, I guess, right? Because, like, fuck you. You know. But I've gone to a lot of the Washington State stuff. I've met a lot of the professors and scientists that are professors. And a lot of that money is coming from private sources that are going to be put into the college agricultural program to then utilize the school research facility, right? In order to write up a study that they want on arugula,
Right.
for instance, or like one of the really, really, really big aspects of aquascaping so you take from like private industry-based studies is two aspects. One of them is golf course, baseball fields, football fields, all of the grass growing and drainage systems for those, right?
Right.
There's a huge amount of science-based papers in regards to that on the agricultural side. Like, we don't normally think like, oh, hey, grass that we don't eat, is that agriculture? And you're like, well, yeah, I mean, it gets lumped in there, so you got to just have that. And then the other side of it is mineral rights exploration, road construction is a huge, huge aspect. That's where they figured out laterite, right? That's how they figured that out, is like, well, if you're knocking over a shitload of trees and sending heavy machinery into the Amazon rainforest because you want to go out there and dig for gold, right? If you don't want all of your equipment to get sucked up by the fucking Amazon jungle rainforest bog, right? You better figure out how to build a road there. Well, why is that difficult? Well, because it's the most difficult area in the world for drainage. Because if you start to look at the top layers of soil there, it is confounding. And by the way, I've seen it in person. I have some videos of having gone to Peru. I've seen it in person. I've walked around in it. I wiggled my toes into it. I probably caught 5 or 6 different diseases while I was there. Who knows? Jungleitis and wet butt and whatever. I probably caught a few things while I was there. Probably why I don't feel great now. Needless to say, the top layers of soil there are quite confoundingly interesting because, like, one of the aspects that's interesting about the Amazon jungle is that it never has fall. It never has winter. It never has spring. It just has summer 12 months out of the year, right? So the trees don't drop all of their leaves one season, and then a bunch of them end up moving off because of the winter season, the buildup of ice or water or water higher up, right? So, and then they don't have the spring thaw, right, where all the water comes down and then pushes that material out, right? So if you're on the shoreline in the Amazon, it's a mixture of this really, really, really fine sand and silt and just a never-ending supply of leaf litter, right? So what that creates is a very low pH environment because of the decay of all of the leaf litter, which then lends itself to very high biological activity, right? Which then leads to even muddier, soupier craziness. It's an easy way to explain it. And so because that's constantly happening, if you just try to drive a tractor into the jungle, like it just goes down in the ground, and then it's mucked up, and you can't do anything with it. So one of the things that they figured out is like, well, if you go find this material called laterite, it turns out that stuff is just never-endingly draining, right? And it's strong enough, unlike pumice, right? It's strong enough, unlike pumice, so you can lay it down and make a road. So no matter how much water is getting on it, it's still sending water through. Well, why is that important? Well, welcome to a fish tank where the water is always present. So if you're just to do one of the dipshit things where you dirt your tank, right? You're now battling the fact that you have an excessive amount of soil in a system that always has water. It's always wet. And even the newer like aquaponics systems are being built out with sand because of that essential reasoning right there is that like if you have too much soil, you have too much nutrient, which then leads itself to have a multitude of other problems like you understand in your aquarium. It's like algae. Well, you have other issues in an aquaponic or hydroponic system because of that. So sand hydroponics, which this is one of the things that I was planning on building this year. I got booked on some jobs, so I didn't have enough time to build out the greenhouse the way I wanted to. Where's a close-up image to give you guys an idea? Oh, here we go. So this is sort of a really good illustration of what I'm talking about right now. So here's one that does explain, gives a good explanation of what's happening. And if you kind of look at the image here, you can see that where the drainage is, you have healthy plants growing. And then you can see where it's overly watered, you're actually getting this green growth down here, which could be any number of things, and I don't want to try to claim to know exactly what it is, but people are testing this out now and having really good results. This is essentially what I want to build at our house. Probably one of these, if not two, but I have to get approval from the spouse on how big I can build the greenhouse, or if I'm even allowed, right? It'll probably end up being one of those, because I'm going to have it drain off of the koi pond and pump water through there, leave the nutrients, and let the koi get bigger and bigger and bigger. Eventually, I can grow a big enough koi that I could retire, right? If I get one of those, like, $5 million koi, I can get a $5 million koi, I can ship it off to Japan, and then, I don't know, get hand jobs behind a dumpster. That's today's recurring theme, right?
Oh, okay. I mean, that's your goal.
If that's your goal, whose goal?
Anybody who wants a hand job behind a dumpster.
Well, who doesn't?
I don't know whose goal that is per se. I do feel like it should lead to a vibrator ad sometime.
Oh, do we need vibrator ads today? Oh, fuck, you're right. Hey, Christmas is coming, and I bet your grandma wants to be coming too.
Because you can't get behind the dumpster.
Yeah.
The wheelchair just doesn't fit.
Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming, and has your grandpa been dead for a few years? Because your grandma's been all alone. But let's not fool ourselves, folks. You know, and I know that your grandmother has been alone for 30 years. Right? Isn't that how that goes? Oh, I don't have I don't have a vibrator ad on here anymore. Did somebody buy a vibrator this month? No.
Yes,
What?
you said so last week.
That's last month. It's December now.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Somebody bought an air fryer. I have no idea what that is. Flavor?
Have you used a vibrator?
No, it's some kind of drinks or something. I don't know. And somebody bought a aquarium overflow. So that's good.
An actual fish tank item. Who knew?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. We're an Amazon affiliate link sponsored YouTube channel, which is why I posted that we are sponsored on YouTube. Even though we're not actually sponsored, it's just technically if I give you guys an Amazon link, I have to have that clicked. So that's why I clicked that. We're really only sponsored by the fans. So that's a link to a 360 video camera if you want to take 360 videos of giving a vibrator to your grandma. There we go. We'll tie it in. We'll tie it in that way. You could give a vibrator to your grandma and then use the 360 video to record it, and you'll be TikTok famous in no time. There you go. There you go. Yahtzee, you bitches. There we go. Okay, cool. Click the link and go buy whatever you want on Amazon, and I won't know who bought it, but I'll know what you bought. So make sure it's the most scandalous thing you can think of buying from Amazon. Our ordered items this month is only 3. Okay, we need to up those numbers. Three's good. No.
I wonder if anybody's bought anything from me. Now that I think about it.
Although I did avoid ordering from Amazon. I was going to order from Amazon. I didn't want to. Broke my fucking Sonicare toothbrush, you guys.
Oh,
It-
no.
It broke. Vicky's got these like stick to the wall things that you like put soap and your toothbrush in the bathroom, and I left my Sonicare in that thing, and that thing fell off the wall, and just the Sonicare toothbrush collided with the ground, and it just did not work. It still worked, but it's not working properly. Like something inside is bad. So that may lead to a YouTube video here in the future of me cracking that thing open and finding what the fuck's wrong with it. And maybe making a new dildo vibrator for your grandma. For a lucky subscriber. Some lucky subscriber will get a handmade Sonicare Sonic Blast clitoris stimulator for pennies on the dollar. Pennies on the dollar, I tell you.
Well, you know, your vibrator ad always reminds me, of course, of Rogan and his fleshlight. And since we do discuss AI here, you heard his comment about the second coming of Sky Daddy's son last week?
I didn't hear it. Joe Rogan's an idiot. I've listened to a lot of Joe Rogan over the years. And one of the reasons I do the vibrator ad, it's an homage to the fact that, like, all of these pearl-clutching, virgin fucking steroid-taking alpha men from the fucking Midwest listen to Joe Rogan, right? And it's like, that motherfucker was advertising the Fleshlight for, 10 years? Which, if you don't know what a Fleshlight is, it is it's a plastic vagina inside of a fake flashlight in which you jam your penis into it in order to ejaculate inside of a plastic enclosure. Now, I personally have never used one myself. I understand what they are. I cannot imagine sticking that thing in my fucking dishwasher every other day. and ever assuming that my dishes were ever clean. You know what I mean? Just, I know that, like, in the forefront of my mind that the dishes would be clean.
Right.
I would know in the decision-making part of my brain that the dishes were clean, right? I would know that. Not a dumb guy. I'm a smart guy.
Sure.
I would know that, but in the alligator part of my brain, those dishes would never be clean because they're, so, you know, back here in the recesses, in the dark places, I'd wake up in the middle of the night and go, "Is there jizz on that plate? I don't know." The fuck?
Do your plates ever have that not so fresh feeling?
The light glaze, you know, a film,
He claims.
or like,
claims
oh,
that
you know you remember those old commercials where they would take the plates out of the dishwasher and they would set them on the counter.
for the squeak.
Yeah, and then they would like slide their fingers across of it and then go, "Ew, what's this residue?" You know, and then they'd be like, "Put more chemicals in your dishwasher." You're like, "Is this good for anybody? Like, what are we doing here?" When it turns out, like, all you really need is just to make sure that hot water is getting to your dishwasher, by the way.
Yeah. It can be as simple.
More often than not, that residue that is left over is because your dishwasher is cycling under temperature.
Well, old Joey Boy thinks that Jesus could return as AI.
Yeah, I mean, I get that he's an idiot. Yeah, I get it. Like, he's a dumb guy. Like,
I just thought it was hilarious.
and his comedy is not good. I told you guys I went and saw him live.
Just had some money to waste.
No, Vicky bought tickets for one of my birthdays one year. And she was like, "Oh, you listen to Joe Rogan all the time?" And I don't think that she realized that, like, why I listen to Joe Rogan. It was like because he has like the most insane people on there, right? It's like someone's gonna listen to Alex Jones, or you know, it's like he's gonna have Alex Jones on his show, who's going to go completely off the rails. He's gonna get drunk and stoned, and say some of the most insane shit I've ever heard in my life. I'm like, I'm not missing out on that. You know, I gotta listen to it because it's ridiculous, right?
It's like catnip.
And you know, it's understanding like a part of the zeitgeist, right? Of like what is influencing so many people. Like I want to know like what is influencing so many people. Like, you know, running a grifty ass fucking supplement company, right?
Right.
I mean, there was a
Well,
point.
yeah.
There was a point in time. There was a point in time where I probably could have run some pretty shady supplements off of my YouTube channel, right? I probably could have. It might have been the big breakthrough monetarily, right? But you know, I kept trying to have like morals, right? Which this world does not. This world does not reward having morals. You just have to be unscrupulous and steal from people and be a grifter, you know.
Silly. Moral.
Mark says, I've actually finished all my Christmas shopping yesterday. It's kind of nice being done early. I never do that. That is nice, actually. That would be nice. I still haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to get for Olivia yet. And we pretty much have an agreement with pretty much everybody else in the family, like adult-wise. Like, just don't. Just don't. Like, I'm 45 years old. Either you're going to get me something that's so phenomenally over the top that I'm probably going to feel weird about it, right?
Right.
Or it's going to be so fucking at the level of Temu that I'm just going to have more crap at my house. And I don't want more crap in my house. Or the guilt trip of keeping it because, you know, somebody I really care about got it for me, right? And it's not great.
Right.
So what we do is we just donate to charity on behalf of those people, right? So we just give them a card, and then we say, hey, we gave to Doctors Without Borders or whatever, you know.
Cool.
One of them is a canine shelter that which we have 2 dogs here from right now. So we have 4 dogs. We had 5 dogs, but the new Mr. Chips did not work out. I don't know if I mentioned that. I don't know if I mentioned that last week. Yeah, I think I mentioned it last week. He was
You
escaping.
mentioned you had him, but not that it hadn't worked out yet.
Yeah, I think I had mentioned it last week. He was escaping. Or I told the story to somebody else. I'm not sure. But needless to say, he was escaping like a motherfucker, and he was going to... Where I live is not... There's not a lot of traffic, but most of the traffic around here is fucking rolling coal and shit. You know? Like, he's going to get run over. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I've got the guys rolling coal. I've got the souped up 1996 Honda Accord. Right? It's my street car, you know, young guys doing that.
Punk.
And then I've also got the suburban housewives that are like eating a scone, drinking a Starbucks, texting, driving around. And that dog's going to get run over. So he got out like 5 or 6 times. It was fucking crazy. I fixed the fence. Like tiny little gaps. He squeezed his body through there. And I was like, shit. So I closed the little gaps. And then I had little gaps between my big gates. Because, you know, where the gate meets the other gate.
Mm-hmm.
It's not there's a little gap in between, right?
Dog sized, yeah.
And he figured out that if he just push, because the gates meet in the middle, right? He figured out if he pushed really hard, he could squeeze between the 2 gates. So then I fixed that. And then he dug a hole under the gate. So then I put concrete blocks down, like the 3-inch thick paver blocks. Like I dug it out. I dug it out and I put those down. And then he dug a hole next to the pavers under the fence. And I was like, this dog is just going to keep digging holes forever,
Right.
you know, to get out. Because wherever he wanted to go is wherever he wanted to go. He wanted to go somewhere. I don't know where, but he wanted to go.
You weren't it.
Yeah. He was he was a nice dog. I mean, he was a nice dog. He was a pretty good dog. Nothing wrong with him. But he kept escaping. And it was like, he's got to be somewhere where he cannot get out. Because he's going to.
Right.
And he was small enough. Like, part of his damage, he had puncture wounds from a large bird.
Oh.
So
Something he had to
they
test
surmised what his damage was is that he was wandering the streets and had gotten picked up by a bird of prey, right? And then the bird of prey was like struggling while he freaked the fuck out and then dropped from a height. Was that they were surmising that seemed like what his injuries were from. But obviously they weren't there, so they were like, well, we can't say 100%, but that seems like, you know, that's his injuries. Which he had healed from and had the surgeries and everything, and he was good to go. But he still like got around like a weirdo.
Yeah.
But wherever he was going, that's how he was found, you know, like that's what he liked to do. So then you're like, well, this is just going to keep happening, so we can't have that.
Right.
We've lost the chat, Witchy Cat. We've lost the chat. Chat has disappeared.
Disappeared. It's gone. It is no more.
You guys were bringing content. You guys were chatting in the chat, and then you just gave up. After I talked about giving a vibrator to your grandma, so maybe that's why. Oh my God!
I guess we've learned a valuable lesson.
To keep talking about it? Yeah.
Sure.
That's our lesson. Drive the subscribers away. Which I was wondering, like, I don't know. I mean, I mentioned this a couple years ago. After the downfall of the channel from COVID, I was like, I'm just going to kind of do whatever I want here And if that drives people away, it drives people away. And then I'm gonna eventually get to one customer, one subscriber. And then when I get to one subscriber, I'm just gonna give them the channel. And we haven't been able to figure out how to do that. But we are slowly but surely getting closer and closer to getting to one subscriber.
You've got some very dedicated hangers on. I don't think you'll have to worry about it getting down to just one of us.
Let's say I'm not worried. Let's be clear. I'm not worried about it. I look forward to it. I want to see what you guys can do. I want to see what you can do. I'll be right back. Tell them a story about where you live. Is it snowing yet?
It's actually snowed and now it's raining. So I live on top of a mountain. Around this time every year I get snowed in for literally months on end. This year I have a flat tire, which in March will be very bothersome. But right now doesn't really mean anything because I couldn't get down the hill if I wanted to. I'm only at 3,200 feet, which really isn't all that high. And, ironically, I live in a desert, but still get feet of snow. Welcome to Eastern Washington. And if you think that this is different than other worlds or other parts of the country, it's pretty much the same. It's just, you know, a little more varied.
Thick and rich? What?
Thick and rich, baby. Brothy. Creamy.
Well, are you going to get the atmospheric river?
Not according to my weather forecast. I don't know why it's chosen to try to drown you, but
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming, buddy. I was saying that I got to look up your weather station. I'm not going to say it while I type it.
Nighthawk. Go to the ghost town.
God damn it. Don't tell people. They're going to come out there and try and show you their son. They're going to try and show you. They're going to try and show you their
Maybe I could try to hitch a ride off the mountain. Come on.
They're going to try and show you their sonic hair. You know what I'm talking about.
They're gonna
Yeah,
bring
you're just it's going to be raining. That's all you're getting. It's raining.
It's raining right now.
You're getting rain for the next week. That's what I was saying. Like, the atmospheric river has to be coming towards you. Because I talked to my friends over in undisclosed Winthrop, Washington. And they were like, yeah, we have snow, but it's going to start raining, and it's going to, like, rain for a week. Because, like, the atmospheric river is blowing through, and then it's taking the fucking snow,
Off.
the freezing, good God, what am I thinking of here? The
You can do it.
elevation. What am I?
There you go.
The snow elevation? What am I thinking? Freezing elevation.
You're taking the right. The snow line.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Where it's like rain down low, snow up high. I'm so dumb today. Anyhow, that level is going way up because that's what I was saying. Like, the atmospheric river is going to hit here, but then the whole time it's going to be like 50 something degrees. Let me see.
Well,
Yeah, 55,
there was
51. It's like that means it's not freezing up where you're at. So I was like, is all your snow just going to rain away? Probably.
It's just going to turn to mud, which I still can't drive through. So it's all the same to me. Whatever.
Yeah, you can, because it's like when it's mud, it's thick and rich, you know.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
When it's mud, it
You
is
got all those
like,
cows. You got all those cows shitting up there, so it's got to be
It is like glue.
soupy. Friend of a friend had to install electric fences to keep one of their dogs inbounds. They're still having problems with it digging, though. Started after she had pups. That's a bummer, man. There was a property I used to go work at that there probably should have been a lot of YouTube content about that, but there never was. but there was a property down the street that they had probably 10 acres. It's a bigger property with like 2 houses on it. And they got a dog, right? So one spring they got a dog, a new puppy, right? Like okay. And then that puppy got a little bit older, and you could tell that he was escaping. Because one day they came and they put in the electric fence, and that puppy, you'd every once in a while hear that dog yelp, because it would run straight past the fence. But then after about a year, like the next season coming back to work on stuff, you could see that dog had been running. And so the whole property was like green grass, and then the brown strip where the dog is just doing insane running back and forth around exactly where the electric fence line is. Because that dog like never chilled out if you drove by, to the extent of my knowledge. And it was one of those dogs that would just be outside 24/7. So if I drove up there at midnight to drop something off or whatever, that dog was outside, sitting out there. Had a little dog house, but I don't think that dog ever got to go inside. So, but very high anxiety dog. And I always, whenever the electric fence comes up, I have probably 100 stories similar to that one of like, that's where all the imagery goes, is just like all of those times where there's a dog outside looking sad as fuck and then goes crazy and then gets shocked by the electric fence and then eventually knows exactly where the electric fence is. So then you can see the pattern of the dog freaking out.
So sad.
So
I mean,
I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan is what I'm saying. Like if you're going to spend all that money and you're going to have a dog, just start training it, start working with it, and it'll stop doing that. You know, they will.
yep, it's true.
Great Mensa meeting. Show us a fish tank transy. Show us a fish tank transy. I don't even know what any of that means.
Are you trans and we never knew?
Am I trans?
No.
I don't think so. I mean, would it matter? I don't think it would matter either.
I don't think so, but that sort of sounded like where they were going with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I would assume that it was an intended insult, I would guess, because I remember that this guy has the Steve Zissou avatar, or not?
What a guy.
Yeah, is this Steve Zissou? Yeah, from The Life Aquatic, the Bill Murray, right? Which is funny because you're just like bringing like Bill Murray's avatar with your bullshit negative attitude, which is hilarious. Oh, Mark, I forgot to shout out your $20 super chat, my guy. Oh, I better hit the like button on it. For the Seahawks and for the coffee fund. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the Seahawks are doing good, and I'm pretty pumped. Although I am sorely a little pissed that I didn't do the $20 bet on the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl this year. I should have done that because I think the line was 20,000 to 1 at the beginning of the season. To win the Super Bowl over time. Let's see what the line was. Because I remember, like, I was talking with my mom's husband, and he was like, yeah, they were 12,000. Sorry. Or no. Where is the... Give us the actual odds line. Oh, this season they were 3,000 to 1. They were 3,000 to 1. So if you bet $20, right? Can anybody do the math on that?
That would be a lot.
60 grand.
Okay. Not quite lotto money, but damn close for the moment. Certainly better than a slap upside the head.
Oh no, they had they had 6,500 odds. Here it is. Okay, we have two differing reports. Somebody says 6,500. Somebody says 3,000. So we have two different two different odds lines. Either way, you know, $20 on 3,000 to 1 is pretty good return on your money. And I was like, yeah, I was talking to my mom's husband. I was like, yeah, we should put just $20 or $100 on it. You know, just you know, that's not that much money. Like I had to buy a new Sonicare today. It was more than that. Although I did avoid the Amazon shopping by giving some of my money to Costco, which is good because I like giving my money to Costco. Costco is a wonderful company, and I'm glad that they're suing the administration. So I'm happy to support them in their completely reasonable endeavor. Somebody was telling me that the Costco stocks were tanking because of the lawsuit against the Trump admin, and I was like, well, I mean, you would definitely have to look at their stock over time if you were going to make that assessment. So let's go on the 1 year. There we go. So on the 1 year, I think their peak was 1,076. And that was in February. Then it dropped down in March. Then it climbed back up to 1,056. Then it slowly dropped down. And it slowly dropped down. And it's currently at $887 a share. But the trend has just been nothing but really static and positive. So if you had, well, actually, if you even go back into the Wayback Machine here, like if you had invested in Costco in 2014, it was selling at $108 a share. You'd be looking at some serious fucking money in your pocket right now. And it doesn't seem like their volume has changed very much. Their volume is about the same as far as the trading goes. Trading was big in June of 2017 and March 2020, of course. Right. So, yeah, and the trend is just up. So, stocks go up, stocks go down, stocks go up, stocks go down. And I'm like, if you suddenly think like there's a massive like sell-off of Costco because they're suing the administration over these illegal tariffs, then good. I hope it drops down because then I'll buy a bunch of it. And then I'll just watch my portfolio grow after that.
My guess is that'll be offset by the people that are willing to keep it or buy it for their excellent DEI practices.
Yeah, actually, Costco said, "Fuck you. We're gonna keep doing DEI." So
That's my point, yeah.
get fucked, get fucked, stay fucked, you dipshits.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm happy to give them money for that too. But if you actually look at the Dow over the whole entire period, Costco is not exactly tied to the market. So if you look at the dips, the ups and the downs of the market, it's a little bit tied to the market, but not crazy. Like even in the COVID dip, it didn't take a giant dip. It just was traded a lot. So the volume was really high, but it didn't take a big dip. And the thing is, like, I'm not even concerned about Costco, let's be honest.
Okay.
What do you mean? You just said okay.
Well, you said you weren't concerned with Costco, so I said okay.
I mean, I don't know. They have a good business.
They do. They have an excellent business, and I wish they were closer to me. It kills me that they're 2 hours away from me at the closest. I would love to be able to shop there on the regular versus.
I bought the world's the world's biggest bottle of Aleve today.
Did you?
I was like, yeah, because I was there getting the Sonicare toothbrush, and I was like, oh,
I'm
Vicky,
using the Proxen to go with it.
I have a little bottle of Aleve in
Right.
the other bathroom. So like, if I do something to my back, like if my back hurts real bad or whatever, I'll like take one of those. So like maybe once every 2 weeks or something. I've had a bottle in there that lasted me, and there still was plenty in it, and it's lasted me years, literal years, in there. And Vicky stole it.
Stole it?
Yeah.
Thievery. How dare she?
And she said, do you know what she said to me?
You never use it.
No. She said, there's still Tylenol in there. You could take Tylenol. I'm going to get autism. No, I don't like taking the extra strength Tylenol personally. And I don't know why. There's probably nothing wrong with it. I just don't want to. I feel like the Aleve, if I take one every couple weeks, it gets me through like a long enough period of time that I get rest, and the next day I wake up and I feel, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm okay. Whereas the Tylenol doesn't seem to be the same. And I'm thinking that it's the whatever time release, whatever you want to call it.
That the Tylenol does.
Yeah, it's just like a different vibe or something. Let's look it up. What's the difference? What's the difference? Oh my God, do I not know how to spell?
No. Acetaminophen.
Between acetaminophen and naproxen sodium. I fucking spelled naproxen wrong. That's with an E.
It ends in an N, not an M.
What? I said naproxen.
Oh, okay.
I put an I. I put an I. It's
So fired.
it's EN instead of IN. Just fucked. God damn. Okay, let's see.
Stupid drug name.
Okay, Tylenol, acetaminophen, affecting the pain signals of the brain and central nervous system, doesn't target inflammation. Best for headaches, fever, mild aches, and when you need something easy on the stomach. Risks: liver damage, especially with high doses, or alcohol. Okay, we're good on both of those fronts. I've been sober now for 8,000 years.
Wow.
Naproxen sodium, type non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. Oh, it's an NSAID, that's why. Duh. Works by blocking enzymes, COX, that create prostaglandins. I don't know what that word is. What the fuck is that? Prostaglandins? What the shit? Search Google. Search Google for prostaglandin. How do we pronounce it? Pronounce. You didn't even give me a pronunciation. You stupid piece of shit internet. Oh, here we go.
Hi. In this video, we'll talk about.
Oh my God! Just pronounce it. You
It is
fucking
named as prostaglandin.
prostaglandins. What?
Itself, prostaglandin was first isolated from the prostate gland secretion, and hence it is named as prostaglandin.
Oh my God! It comes from your
Swedish
prostate,
side.
and this is a picture of a
Itself,
dick.
Prostaglandin was first isolated.
Okay, prostaglandins. Where'd my prostaglandins go? Oh fuck! I lost my Google search. We're back. Prostaglandins are hormone-like lipid compounds made at cell sites controlling many functions like inflammation, blood flow, dilation, constriction, muscle contractors, uterus, airways, blood clotting, and pain, acting locally by binding to the cell receptors and used synthetically in medicine for glaucoma inducing labor, erectile dysfunction, ulcers, and blood clots. Derived from fatty acids, they're vital for body processes, with different types having varied effects, such as causing uterine cramps during periods or helping form clots. Oh, okay.
It sounded like you said uterine airways, to which I had to wonder
Uterus.
how long has my uterus been breathing without
No.
my knowing about it.
I said muscle contractions, uterus, airways as examples.
I know.
You
But
shut
the
up.
way, no, you shut up.
Is your uterus breathing over there? Works by blocking enzymes that create prostaglandins, reducing pain and inflammation throughout the body. Best for inflammatory pain, arthritis, menstrual cramps, gout, injuries. Risks: stomach upset, heartburn, potential heart kidney issues with long-term use, higher pregnancy risk. Dosing: longer active, typically every 8 to 12 hours. Check the label. Inflammation: naproxen reduces it, acetaminophen does not. Acetamin does the liver, naproxen does the stomach, GI tract. Okay. I guess that's why you would alternate between the two, right? If you needed to.
Yeah. Also, for certain medicines, NSAIDs obviously have an interaction that acetaminophen does not.
That's right.
Like my blood thinners. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
Clotting.
Can't be taking no leave then.
Nope, no leave and Eliquis for me.
Yeah. All right, guys, it's 5 o'clock. Big shout out to all the super chats today. Mark, Witchy Cat, and Just Skogs. Congratulations on 1,000 days sober, my guy. Love you very much. Would like to see you before next week. I don't know if that will happen or not. I always give it at the send-off here, and then I get crazy busy. But who knows?